Meet Jerry Malo, a young Nigerian visionary behind Bennie Agro, a thriving agro manufacturing company revolutionizing farming in Nigeria.
We started producing tractors manually at some point, and the demand kept getting much.
Okay.
So I saw that the agricultural sector was lacking behind, and there was a problem of mechanization. So I saw more need to do more activities around the manufacturing of agro machines.
While the country's focus remained on oil exports, Jerry is pioneering easy-to-use farm machinery tailored for Nigerian farmers. But that's not all. Jerry's innovation extends beyond agriculture. He is also the mind behind Nigeria's first indigenous sports car. In today's video, join us as we delve into Jerry Malo's inspiring journey, the challenges he's overcome, his vision for the future of Nigerian agriculture, and how he's empowering local farmers with homegrown solutions like tractors and other farm machineries. Guys, don't forget to subscribe, as our goal for this year is to get to 100,000 subscribers. You can help us reach that dream by subscribing. Thank you so much. Let's get right into the video.
How did it all begin? I mean, talking about your first machine up until where Bennie Agro is right now.
Okay, I think it all started from my childhood points. I grew up in a farming society, and we spent most of our time on the farm. And it was quite difficult, and I needed more time to do other things. So the idea kept coming, hence the machine that would make this work easier. I realized that they were, but not really available where we were. So I decided to start making sketches to see how I could make machines for that. So a time came when we thresh corn, harvested corn. We tie them in sacks, and we use sticks to beat them.
To get the corn out of the
cob.
The cob.
And that process, because of how much farm we were doing, that process took us about 3 months doing that. So when you wake up in the morning, eat breakfast, you start doing that work till evening time. Tomorrow you continue. That was the process. I needed more time to do other studies I had. So I made a sketch on the machine to thresh, to help do the threshing. Well, I didn't have finance.
How old were you when this idea came?
I think I was in JS3. Can't really remember my age.
So you probably be 12, 13 at the time.
Yeah, within that time. 14, I think quite 14. So I didn't have money to make the first sample. So there was a time my dad traveled for a week, and the day he traveled, someone came and gave me 50,000 to give my dad, and I gambled it. I used his 50,000 to make the first thresher.
Wow.
I did. It was quite a lot of risks, but I took the risks, and I went to a fabrication workshop and told them how I wanted them to shape the machine for me. I didn't have much knowledge on welding and all that, but I designed it. So I made deposits to the person selling the materials. I took it to the fabrication workshop. I told them how they put it together, and I was able to make the first thresher I did. Before my dad could come back, I had made the thresher, and I had used it to thresh all the corn. So when he came, he didn't have grounds to shout at me or beat me. So I just told him, they gave me money for you. Where's the money? I used it to make this thresher, and I've done this work, but I'll pay you back your money. So after threshing that of the house, I used the thresher to thresh for other neighbors, other farmers around. And I was able to pay him back the money within the same month.
Wow.
I was able to raise back the money and pay back. So that's how it started. Now, as I made that thresher and I was making use of it, other farmers saw it and wanted me to thresh their corn, while other farmers saw it and wanted the machine itself. So the first farmer came and made payments, and I made his own thresher. Then before I knew, somebody came to me and he said he knows a lot of farmers that need these threshers. What percentage will I give him for every farmer he convinces to buy from me? It sounded funny. I didn't really take it serious, but I casually said it. And that same day, he brought the first payment of the first farmer for me.
Wow.
He brought 80,000 in cash for me for the first farmer, and I delivered it. Before I know, he brought the third, the fifth, and I kept doing production of those threshers. Before I realized, the work went beyond what I alone could
handle.
So I had the second person join me, the fifth person join me, the seventh person join me, and at some point after my secondary school, I saw need to make it a business. So after tertiary institution, from 2016, we registered the business fully and started operating it as a business.
So you registered Bennie Group or Bennie Agro?
Bennie Agro.
What kind of child at 13 years old would have that kind of mind to say, because you were very, very resourceful. The first thing was you were able to, articulate your thoughts into a sketch. Secondly, you were able to go to a fabricator to, design the machine that you had. And thirdly, you used the finance available to you. What kind of a child do you say you were as, to do that kind of thing?
Well, as they commonly say, need is the mother of innovation. There was need. As a child, I needed more time for that thing, so it was a need for me to do. But
so you felt that spending more time in the farm, doing manual labor was a lot of work and
Yes.
you're wasting too much time.
Yes.
So you needed to find a way to solve that problem.
Yes.
Okay.
So I was thinking of every possibilities I could to solve that challenge. But I think this is just a normal thing that most parents will tag as a stubborn child, which I was always tagged like that. But I was not seeing it as stubbornness. Well, my parents were always seeing it as stubbornness. But the whole target was to see how I made the work easier for both myself and my parents. And in turn, they get more income, I get more time for myself. So
At that point, would you say your parents now saw you as something special, or they still saw you as that stubborn child that...
They saw me as that stubborn child. Have they even started seeing me as something special?
Even up to now?
No, I think they still see me as that stubborn child. It never changed. My parents always wanted me to be a doctor. So there was a lot of pressure on me to go and study. So they didn't even want to see me anywhere around metals, anywhere around engine oil. Go and be a doctor, go and be a doctor. That was the fight always. So anytime I was going outside, I was just going against their wish. So to them, if I was a doctor, maybe I would have been a better person.
No, I think that idea of you being a doctor stemmed from the idea that at the time, school was the way forward for every parent, for their child. So they felt that they were suffering, I'm sure, in my own head, that they wanted you to have a better life. And for them, the only way was through, the 4 walls of education. You understand? So judging from that, would you say, let me put it this way. Would you say, of course, education is necessary for those who are practicing certain profession, like being a doctor and all of that. But for you, was your educational qualification what you used to become what you are right now?
No, basically, I used the need for innovation to push towards what I wanted to do. So it was just more of me making a dream. If I could think it, imagine it, I wanted to see it in real life. I was not really focused on the academics. I was very good with my hands, and which I'm still good at. So I always try to see that I use my hands to solve problems around. In fact, it became even more when I realized that the quickest way to make money was to solve a problem. So I saw that the agricultural sector was lacking behind, and there was a problem of mechanization. So I saw more need to do more activities around the manufacturing of agro machines, solving their problems, and then in return I get the finances to do other things that we wanted to. We started producing tractors manually at some point, and the demand kept getting much that we could not keep up with the manual production. So we needed to develop the standards. So we had to stop at some point and start raising investments to get the right tools and equipment we needed to mechanize the manufacturing process that we wanted to.
Would you say the Nigerian agricultural sector is where it's supposed to be?
No, not at all. Not at all. With having the vast available land we have, very fertile land, there's a lot of need. There's vast need of agricultural equipment to aid in the cultivation of this farmland. So I wouldn't say Nigeria is where it is. I think we are producing under capacity now.
Wow.
And if there's mechanization, it gives us better chances of having more yield.
What is the biggest challenge that the Nigerian agricultural sector is facing right now, and how does Bennie Agro intend to solve that?
So manual labor is one of the challenges, and that's us coming in making availability of machineries. There's the equipment available, the imported one, most times are too bulky for the average farmers we have around
to use.
So yes, and they can't afford going from the tractors to the harvesters and all that. They are bulky that they can't afford. One, two, most of the small scale farmers have plots of land, not hectares. So you may have a big tractor or a big thresher, combine harvester that even the space it needs for maneuvering is the size of the whole farm the man has. So Bennie is solving that by making small, affordable agricultural machineries available for them. I think the insecurity challenge is one. You find where farmers have fear of going to the farm as a complete family. There's that fear factor of, are we all going to come back alive? So we're trying to see that machines replace that. Rather than having the whole family go to the farm, you just have one person operate the machine to do the job of the 10 people and a couple of more.
Can you tell me about the impact, of Bennie Agro on the people who purchase the material, the machineries you guys produce, most importantly, the women who purchase these machineries?
We have received a lot of feedback from people that have purchased our machines, especially the women, in the aspect of value addition to products, farm produces, in the aspect of, for instance, gari production and cassava processing into flour. And then we have also seen impacts in the areas of rice processing and maize value chain. And the feedback we've received is that it has eased a lot of work for them. Things that they produce or manufacture or process within, let's say, weeks or months, they get to finish up production in barely days.
One of the biggest challenge we are facing as a company is in the aspect of funding.
Funding, okay.
Funding has been a basic challenge. Accessing funding, particularly for young people having vision as this. Most of our financial institutions have this level of disbelief in young people having crazy visions and doing crazy innovations as this. So for you to have to penetrate them, have to convince them to make this funding accessible is a challenge. But one of the ways we have tried to see that we find our way through these challenges is by being consistent, by trying to be reliable and trying to be honest as possible with the little fundings that you have, because referrals are very essential, and these referrals has been able to catapult us to a level that we have been able to access small fundings, and so far so good, is yielding well. I think consistency has been one of the key things that has actually pushed us to where we are today.
What is the goal at this point? What is the goal of Bennie? What is the big vision for Bennie Agro?
Our biggest vision is to see that Bennie grows to be a household name where every farmer takes advantage of the availability of our machines for betterment of his farm. We want to see that we have affordable and available machineries around Nigeria and beyond.
Okay, now tell me, because Bennie Agro is a big name, right? I want you to tell me about what are the individual machineries that you've made and what particular solutions are they solving?
So we've done machineries cutting across the cultivation process, planting process, weeding, harvesting, threshing, and post-harvest, the processing aspect of it. So we've worked on mini tractors, handheld tractors. We've worked on handheld planters and tractor-attached planters. We also have harvesters, threshers. We have threshers of different sizes, the small, the medium, and the multiple thresher. We observe that majority of farmers do multi-cropping. So we try to see that our machines can be used for different crops. So we have multiple threshers that can thresh rice, maize, millet, sorghum, beans, and a couple of others. We also build processing plants, cassava processing plants. So we have machines that do the whole process from washing, peeling, grating, pressing, frying, drying, and a couple of others. We also build rice mills for adding value to harvested rice. We do animal feed mills too, and a couple of other products.
Okay.
We also do machines around the recycling process. trying to see where waste is converted for value. So we do plastic shredding machines, melting machines, molds to convert those plastics into interlocks, roofing sheets, and a couple of others.
That Bennie Agro, based on what you have said, it produces agricultural machineries, that are specified or made specifically for Nigerian environments and Nigerian farmers. Unlike, the other machineries out there that are built, for large-scale farmers, but they are smaller-scale farmers. He also creates large-scale machineries as well, but it's built in such a way whereby it is built, in relation to the environment that we are in. Okay, so what I want to find out is, what are the other added services that you offer Bennie Agro beyond the machinery? If a farmer comes to you guys, purchase it, do you offer consulting services? Do you offer other added services to it?
Yes, very well. Apart from the year warranty we give to them, which we cover maintenance and any replacement if there is, we also do maintenance for you. If you need us to maintain or upgrade your machines at intervals, we always do that. We also do training services. We have situations where we train the users of these machines where need be. We have instances where we train the mechanics that will maintain these machines in far locations. And beyond that, we also have forums where we interact with these farmers to develop our machines further. So we have a team that go out there, discuss with the farmers, discuss with the users of this, the end users of the machines, get more feedbacks, come back and we upgrade or design better models of this machine. Okay,
so you work with customer feedback to aid the creation of this machine.
Well.
You don't just work on your own.
Very well.
Okay. Where would you say, do you think Nigerian agriculture has a future in Nigeria? I mean, with the way trajectory of things, with the oil, government focusing on oil, do you think Nigerian agriculture has a chance to grow? And what is the projection that you have?
I think there's a lot of opportunities in the Nigerian and even beyond. There's no life without feeding. So it's equal to saying there's no life without agriculture. So I think there's a lot that needs to be done. If at this point Nigerians still import food, it means we are not producing to the capacity that we consume. So there's a lot of opportunity that as a nation we need to tap into and see how we make them more productive.
Okay, is there any other thing you would like to add to this, to people watching? Is there anything you want to say about Bennie Agro for people that are, they don't know about it?
So Bennie Agro is a company that works with difference. Now difference in the terms of quality. There's always that fear of this brand is a Nigerian brand. Can it stand the test of time? Can this machine actually do what it's meant to do? In Bennie, we take our time to design these machines in-house, to produce these machines to give the needed results. I think within last month, we had a client call us and send us a video of a thresher he bought from us 8 years ago.
Wow.
And he's still using it. It was a thing of joy for us. So Bennie is a company that will not just give you a machine, but will give you a qualitative machine that will give you the needed results that you need on your farm. So we encourage Nigerians to patronize the Nigerian brand, to buy the Nigerian brand and see the results for themselves.
Is Bennie Agro looking for investments?
Yes, very well. There's room for more development in all we do, and the investments, financial investment will go a long way in expanding our span of manufacturing, expanding our reach of machines. We'll have more confidence to spread out our machines all around Nigeria and beyond. There's more demand in other African countries too for our machines. So with the right type of investment, we will be able to achieve that, which is one of our targets and goals. So yes, we are open for investment.
Okay, guys, you've heard from Mr. Jerry, right? Bennie Agro is a homegrown brand, right? Made by Nigerian, built for Africans and the world. Okay, now we require investments. We need people to pull funds together to help support this business. Now, if there's any question you want to ask about Bennie Agro, any inquiry you want to make, there are details in the description below. reach out to Bennie Agro and you can get any information that you want to know about. Even you want to talk about investment, reach out to them and they'll share any details you need to know. All right, guys, so that's it for us today on this one. Until next time, I want you guys to stay safe and take care. Peace.